Hi everyone. A few videos ago, I talked about how I was very optimistic that once we end the quarantine and we go out, and a lot of people who were in relationships that they should have gotten out of would have, right, during the quarantine. I'm hoping to meet somebody new, right? And there's a number of reasons why I'm optimistic about that. But I made an observation. You see, at the beginning of the lockdown, I was very excited about having some freedom to do some things I'd never thought about, right? I was hoping to get more exercise. I was hoping to write a number of computer games. I was hoping to teach myself a number of things. And I've gotten some of those things done. And I was hoping to use this time to reevaluate my lifestyle, especially my eating habits, right? And I was thinking that other people might think this too, and we might just all become a little bit healthier for the time being, right? There have been studies that show that economic recessions are actually good for our health in the long term. People use that time to change their habits. They use the time to learn something new. There have been studies about that, especially here in the first world, right? If you're in another country where a recession means that your food supply might be in danger, that's another story. But in the United States, recessions tend to be relatively healthy events. And so I was a little bit excited that the lockdown could be just like that, right? As long as you have a good immune system and you don't catch COVID or you have a very minor case of it, I thought it was overall healthy. But my optimism quickly melted my first week of the lockdown when I went to the grocery store. I noticed that the beer aisle was a huge mess. And people were getting beer left and right, and they didn't even care about leaving a mess. You know, people who drink that much are just animals when it comes to getting their beer. You know, it looked like a war had broken up in the beer aisle. I think there were even a few broken bottles, and then some beer was spilled. And then in the midst of that beer aisle, there was this huge mountain of Corona beer that nobody wanted because I guess people assume that Corona beer gives you the coronavirus. And it was really funny to see. You know, somebody drinks so much beer that they don't even understand what Corona beer is. You know, it's really funny to see. And then so I had a disappointing experience at the grocery store, and then I go walk on the Kirkland Connector Trail, and I assume I have that whole trail to myself. And there's plenty of people who think that way too, and so the trail was pretty busy too. And what I realized was that the lockdown made people more of who they already were. You know, if you were an alcoholic, you became an alcoholic on steroids, right? If you were an exercise-aholic, you became one on steroids. If you were writing computer games, you wrote, instead of writing the number one game in the country, you wrote the number one game in the world. So COVID wasn't good or bad for your health. It enhanced what you already did. And that's why I'm excited about this opportunity to meet somebody after the crisis is over, because it will show who people really are, and we'll probably be better equipped to find somebody who matches who we are. Thanks for watching.